So imagine a scenario where Johnny Depp would not only go head-to-head with A.H. in the courtroom, but I'd also do it on the silver screen. Imagine that being, say, a Marvel movie versus a DC movie. Imagine how epic that would be. That's been the discussion lately, with Johnny Depp being mentioned with a Ghost Rider reboot, and it makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways, and we're going to talk about all of that now, plus the epic takedown that this could be, even if it didn't earn as much money as, say, Aquaman 2. Now, if you're saying to yourself, but that Umbrella Guy, what about Disney? I mean, they own Marvel, and we know that thing that happened with Pirates. Well, from what I hear, we'll talk about that too. They're waiting on a decision, and well, this is an actual depiction from what's happening in the courtroom. Wait, what do you mean this is from Pirates? Are you sure? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is from the courtroom. But yeah, you can see how, man, we get confused. But yeah, you remember that discussion we previously had about a certain actor with a troubled past, a Robert Downey Jr., reportedly pushing for Johnny Depp to have a Sherlock Holmes 3 role? Well, he also has connections to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not only with Iron Man, but also with the Avengers. That could work as a way in. If that door ended up opening, not only would Johnny Depp be the winner, but there would be a certain person kicking and screaming, wondering, why, God, why isn't it 2018 anymore? So hey there, now when we talk about this subject, Johnny Depp finding roles, it's much more important than that. In fact, imagine this as a return salvo, as it were, firing back at cancel culture. Now the first thing that I want to address is Disney's interest in this, because I'm sure that there are people out there that say, yeah, you know what, that Umbrella Guy, Disney, they wouldn't be interested. But you know what, they definitely would. See, Disney, they are desperate right now, and the headlines that would evoke, they would bring people by the droves to see not only Johnny Depp's return to the screen, but to see him go head-to-head against a DC movie. I mean, sure, the media, they might lambast that, but the people actually going to theaters, you know, the ones that don't get comp tickets, they would turn up. They would turn up in droves, and Disney, they need that to happen. Now, the fascinating thing about a Ghost Rider Johnny Depp discussion is the fact that it actually has some ground to stand on. I mean, in the past, Johnny Depp actually talked about being interested in Ghost Rider to the point that he was considered for the role. Screen Crush, in fact, discussed this in a series of movies that Johnny Depp almost played, talking about Johnny Depp expressing interest in the role of Johnny Blaze. But apparently, Nicolas Cage, he expressed more interest, so he got the part. Now, granted, that movie is definitely memorable for, let's just say, Nicolas Cage's unique acting style. And it did make money. I mean, we're talking about a Ghost Rider movie and a Ghost Rider 2007 movie at that, getting a production budget of $120 million and making $230 million. But, well, how do you put this? Oh, yeah, I'll let the image speak for itself. Now, that being said, both movies, since I am kind of treating them together, they ended up making money, showcasing again that this is a vehicle for popularity that Johnny Depp definitely could engage in, and he could bring something too. Now, this is one of several articles that have popped up on the subject, and I love the fact that Keanu Reeves, he's really excited or really annoyed. But yeah, Johnny Depp to play Bounty Hunter in Ghost Rider Reboot along with Keanu Reeves. I mean, couldn't you imagine that mix there? I think that would be a really fun ride. Now, granted, that headline and many other things that you see in articles, they lead you to believe that this is a done deal, which, to my knowledge, that is not. This is just something that is being discussed. But let's look at one of those articles here, see exactly what it says. So Johnny Depp is planning to revive his career as the defamation case against A.H. is finally resorting in his favor, which I would say that that's actually true. The Hollywood superstar wants to get back to movies and has already asked Disney to bring him back as Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean 6 movie. Now, speaking to that subject as well, not just the fact of Pirates of the Caribbean 6, but also to Disney, there have been a lot of discussions saying that Disney, they may actually be open to Johnny Depp coming back, with the caveat, of course, of him winning. Now, it makes sense on a number of levels, but specifically on the financial financial level when you look at their recent earnings. If you look at this part, for example here, in a pre-call release, Disney reported earnings per share, or EPS, from continuing operations from the quarter was a loss of $2.61 compared to income of 79 cents the prior year quarter. Earnings per share, they decreased 53%, and that is a monster. I'm talking a monster hit for Disney. You're also talking billions of dollars lost, parks still closed, and all of that has led to some interesting discussions about shakeups within the companies. And from what I'm hearing there, some of that proposed shakeup, it involves certain people that have been trying to keep Johnny Depp out. Not the company there, but certain executives that have been trying to cause problems to someone that has brought in billions for the company. Continuing, apart from that, Johnny Depp is also eyeing to join in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the upcoming Ghost Rider reboot. Depp wants to play the role of the villain bounty hunter in the new Ghost Rider reboot, which will also star Keanu Reeves as Johnny Blaze, aka Ghost Rider. Now, like this is noting, and like I said before, Johnny Depp is a huge Ghost Rider fan. In fact, if you look back to discussions about 2007, you will see him mention that multiple times. You'll see it mentioned from other sources as well. That's why he went after the 2007 movie, not because he wanted a role, but because he's a fan. And he also shared his interest to play a role in the new Marvel reboot. Now look at this statement here. Does this not sound like a role that he would pursue too? Depp wants to play the role of a villain. He's played a lot of villains lately as well. I think he's great at that. I mean, look at his mob movies. Look at Black Mass. Look at him in Public Enemy. I mean, the way that he carries himself in that would be great. Who dresses in all black, he rides a black horse, and shoots hellfire from a shotgun. I mean, basically, we would have Whitey Bulger, only we would have Whitey Bulger on a black horse shooting hellfire from a shotgun instead of, shooting bullets. Now, adding to that is another article talking about the subject where they put in something called Who is Bounty Hunter? Quote, Bounty Hunter is a horse-riding man in black who shoots hellfire with a shotgun and serves Mephisto/Satan in the Ghost Rider comics. He became Hell's Bounty Hunter after getting killed in the Old West. There's another genre that Johnny Depp actually has a lot of connection to. So you would have the Old West. Of course, you would have all of the other elements tied to it. Like I said, I could see this working out. Continuing, as an immoral human, his soul ended up in hell, where he received an offer to be its bounty hunter in exchange for his resurrection. To do this, he needs to bring 50 souls to hell without fail, but then he encounters Ghost Rider/Johnny Blaze. I mean, if the character is done well here, he can actually be a sympathetic character. You could have empathy for that, and you could also have a character that is a lot of fun to watch, as he goes out and basically gives Ghost Rider that proverbial run for his money. Now, interestingly, this isn't the first time that Johnny Depp has been brought up in association with Marvel. Oh no, they actually shopped him for Doctor Strange as well. Here's an article talking about that from Screen Rant, where Johnny Depp back in 2014 met with Marvel for Doctor Strange. Now, ultimately, that movie, it did not happen because of scheduling conflicts and with the same companies that we're talking about here. But still, look at how this is credited, number one, and look at how it's talked about as well. It's the type of casting that fans dream of in fantasy polls and speculation, and it actually fits quite well. In fact, the source claims that it's fan speculation that made the meeting happen, much like it did in putting Marvel and Vin Diesel in a room together. Hint, hint there. If you want something to transpire, you continually talk about it, you make polls for it and on, because you can make this stuff happen. We heard about the possibility of Doctor Strange filling the void left by Robert Downey Jr. scene-stealing Tony Stark before, and Johnny Depp is the closest thing you can get to Robert Downey Jr. on screen. Again, remember his name being brought up new, and here it's in 2014 as well. Not to mention, it continues, Depp's part of the Disney family and earns a similar epic paycheck from them for his Pirates Pirates of the Caribbean films to what Downey Jr. gets for his Marvel appearances. Now, the article goes on to say something really profound here, how Disney, they earn money with Johnny Depp, and right now they need something that is going to make them money. So last year's The Lone Ranger may have flopped financially, but Depp has helped Disney earn billions, that's billions with a B, with Pirates and Alice in Wonderland, both franchises with sequels coming starring Depp. He's a go-to guy for Mickey Mouse and a comic book fan himself. And that's a big one there. When they bring on comic book fans themselves actually appreciate that. Continuing, Disney can build an entire schedule of billion-dollar blockbusters around Depp. I mean, again, that could really happen, and I'm sure some executive is wondering how they can work schedules to fit him into Star Wars, which I'm surprised didn't happen, but thank God it didn't with those newest iterations. Now, as far as the earning potential that Johnny Depp has for just Disney alone, too, I mean, look at these numbers here. From 2003 to 2017, you're talking billions of dollars, with that first movie making $654 million, the second movie making over $1 billion, the third almost making $1 billion, the fourth making over $1 billion, and the fifth making around $800 million. That doesn't count any type of DVD or Blu-ray sales. I mean, we're talking big bank, and that doesn't count rides or anything else either. Now, since Alice in Wonderland was mentioned, that's an interesting franchise too, because in 2010, with a good movie behind it, you were talking over $1 billion. And the sequel, in spite of it not being a good movie, with Depp involved in it, that star power, it made over double its budget. You're talking $276 million on a terrible, terrible movie, in my opinion. Now, as far as superhero movies are concerned, too, Marvel, they have been the dominant party, with DC only coming in with a couple of outlier successes. Imagine how much Marvel would love to push them off the stage and continue to dominate in that realm. Aquaman, that was one of those successes by DC. Aquaman 2 is a projected success as well, but one thing is causing problems, and well, it looks like Warner Brothers isn't going to back away from that. So imagine Marvel bringing in a reason that people would see their movie versus, say, a DC movie. Like I said, the competition there, it isn't just Marvel versus DC, but it's literally Johnny Depp versus AH, cancel culture versus someone that they wanted to cancel. I mean, so many epic things here. Yeah, this all, like I said, it makes sense. But anyway, I'm wondering what you think about that. Do you think, first of all, it's a good decision? Would you like to see it? I would, like I said. I think it would lead there. It could open up doors to more. And if we're talking about Ghost Rider, again, it's a vehicle where you can have success, but you don't have to have the level of success with, say, a Batman or a Superman. So when you go in, you do a good job, more doors will open too. But anyway, you tell me what you think about all of this. I think all of this discussion is amazing. And all of you people too, you're amazing as well. So thank you. So to close this out, I want to mention the links in the description. All of those help the channel, including this, Another Case for the Littlest Umbrella. This is our second comic book. The first one, it was a great success. This one will be even greater, and we need your help to get the word out. Why? Because we talk about all of this stuff, and well, there's a lot of people that don't like that in the comic book press and comic book pros, but that's okay. We never ever needed them. We only need you. I also want to say thank you. I definitely do appreciate you being here. We're at 97,000 subs and climbing. I never thought we would get this high, so thank you. I definitely appreciate it. And until next time, let me say again, thank you. We'll see you soon.